Good morning. Welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee number 146. I'm somewhere different today, as you can tell also by the hint in the title as well. Sunlight, sunlight, yes. I've got notes, I've got my coffee, nice and comfy. I'm a little bit bleached out because of the light, but it's good, it's flattering. All good. A nice chunk of people here already. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, there's a queen wave there. I've actually got my laptop with me with the camera attached, so there's a little bit more camera quality. I don't know what the audio is like because it is the old laptop. I forgot about that bit. So hopefully you've got some audio just to confirm in the comments because I've just realised. So it'll be the inbuilt thingy. You might just need to turn it up a bit more, but just confirm that it's not the worst. I did a live stream earlier in the week and I forgot to turn the Wi-Fi on. It was on Facebook and I forgot to turn the audio Wi-Fi. And I watched it back and went, oh no, it's all like lumpy because it doesn't show you that while you're filming. But it wasn't too bad. Just some bits were a bit a bit squared. And the audio is good. Okay, so that's why you've even got a little bit of blur to the background because I've got an actual camera attached and a lovely skull background as well. It's like the opposite to Annie House in that complimentary skull and grin, and then Annie House is rainbow. The dog I promised is sunning herself over there, so we might see if we can capture her. She's uncapturable, but the camera is movable, so I can at least wiggle the camera over so you can see a fine dog. So I haven't falsely showed you the show. Morning, Carol. Yes, here I am on time. Chilled out. Look at that. I've got my arm back on something. I've got best mug ever. Oh, we haven't had Gary yet, have we? Gary wanting his mug reveal, so I might have to do another mug reveal. I've got the robot cup. Oh, it's the other way around. Hang on. Whoa. Whoa. Hey, check out that mug. Obviously chose the funnest mug from the place. As yes, I am house and dog sitting, as I do a fair amount, so you might recognise, although you might recognise the backdrop, you'll definitely recognise the dog. But yeah, hello. What we got in there? Oh, I see. There's Mum being sarcastic in the comments there. Don't want to be critiqued on my notes, do you? Yeah, I've got a bit of coordination and everything going on today. It's great. Also, if you've got any sort of questions, I like to be a bit informative as well as rambly. So if you've got any questions about anything, but hopefully bad Squiddo related, pop them in as well. You can always go off on a tangent. Yes, so hello, everyone's here. So yeah, I've got dog sitting ticked off. Lola, she's got 3 legs. She's deaf. She's very old and rickety, but very lovely. So yes, she's either. I thought she'd still be in here this morning, but she's already gone outside. She needs a little bit of lifting as well. So I lifted her outside, so I won't go and pester her. It is an aliens t-shirt. Effort to reveal. Oh, very nice, very nice. Before, actually, that's a point I'll get to. I'm pretty sure nobody watching this right now, anyway, live, it will be relevant to, but you never know. I do sometimes get the early morning Americans. Gen Con is on this weekend, and whilst I am not there, Badger Games are at Gen Con. Hopefully, I will personally be at Gen Con next year. And start getting some wheels in motion for that, but it's looking likely, yes. But yes, Gen Con is absolutely enormous, and Badger are our biggest retailer, and they've got, I don't know if they take the entire range to shows, but I looked at the photos and there's a lot. So there's pictures of them all there. So it's a massive, massive convention in America, and there's just racks upon racks of bad Squiddo. So I was like, it's like I'm there. And Badger are absolutely lovely. So if ever you're at a show and see Badger, go over and also say, Annie says hi, yay! Because they are wicked. Working on getting a banner made for them as well. It's all very exciting. I like them. So yeah, Gen Con this weekend. So where should we go? Where should we start? Lots of things. So it was the old Hammer Day yesterday at Foundry, but I did not go, and I was really looking forward to it. I have been suffering. I'll very briefly go over this. I'm trying to get the shows a bit more less moany, but I realised I've been suffering massively from stress. I knew this mentally, but I've physically been having all the issues of stress. So I've not been well. So I don't have a ton to report from the week, though I do have lots of cool stuff to talk about. But I have the last half of the week. Well, I've been dog sitting since Thursday anyway. But I've been trying to, because I've been getting really quite poorly, so physically as well as mentally. I'm used to mentally, but all the things, every single of the stress, the chronic stress symptoms, and it's not made me particularly nice. And I was thinking about cancelling the show, but I'm glad I haven't, because you're all here and this is good. And it's a break. But I've been trying to do pretty much nothing the last few days, just to almost like, on that like thermometer, just go just a little bit, just to try and get some of that top bit off, because it got a bit extremo in the week. So I'm just trying to. I was thinking it's almost like that meditating and what can I do to improve this and remove some stress elements. So I am in that, like, everyone tiptoe around me, including Mum. Bless her. Mum was in this week. Was it this week? It was Monday. Yes, Mum came this week. Mum's back. So Mum hasn't helped in the office for ages because she's lazy. Let's set her off. Let's get her going. No, I just haven't had a fresh metal. And mostly what Mum does is pack the metal. Then I had that shipment go missing, but the replacement shipment came. Woo! Oh yeah, that reminds me. I've got a letter I need to send back to DPD. But yeah, Mum's been in, and like the usual beast mode, she has packed all the outstanding bits of metal. So I think I mentioned before, I get the metal in. My casters are amazing. I love my casters so much. I don't get bags of metal like everyone else does. Nope. I get bags of metal in plastic. Yay! So normally one of the jobs you've got to do is put every individual metal figure into a little plastic bag. Sometimes it's groups. Most of the time it's the groups, to be fair. When I did it myself, I didn't put the individuals so much in the bags. But yeah, grouping them together, and if there's any extra parts, my casters do all of it. So they all arrive pre-bagged, which is beautiful. So I try and avoid having too many boxes of metal or resin sat about, because even though I do count them when they come in, it's easy to miss sometimes, and it just means that it's done. And while I've got Mum around, I mean, make the most of her while she's up and visiting. I might as well get the stuff packaged. And I do, for my brain, I quite like everything done. And then whatever happens, like if suddenly there's a mega trade order or something, I don't have to get things blister packed up. Or if there's a blister pack shortage, then I'm not suddenly stuck, because sooner it's all sort of all ready and packed up is good. And I think it's a good practice, and a lot of people don't do it. And that's when they get into trouble. So one of the weird news from the week is that the blister packaging has discontinued a bunch of lines, but none of my lines. Random bit of information. The packaging we use is so they have their products. So, the plastic packaging when you buy it from a shop. I tend not to send them in the mail. You tend to get them in the bags, but sometimes I do if we're in a rush and you get them. They are fully recyclable as well, so remember that. But yeah, they have different letters. They're called virtual technology. and they have different letters of the alphabet for different sort of general sizes, and then the depth is along that sort. So they've cancelled a bunch of the letters. I always remember my letter because everything we use is from the P range, which is unfortunately then the P-vert. But it means I remember it. So the P-verts are fine for now, but it gave me a bit of a like, I don't discontinue mine. I hope it's just that mine's really popular and no one was ordering the other ones or something. But the blister packaging company's been a bit weird for the last few years. Like, they keep looking like they're going out of business and then they don't. So I don't know what's going on with them. But they're the only one in the UK that I know of, other than like North Star, or doing it yourself. North Star ones are weird though. They're like they slagging off North Star's blisters. They've got a lot of space, so they don't really work for like little minis and stuff. I don't know what that is. They're all just one standard size. I like that this is all boring, but I like it. So mine are like that shape. And then the different ones then just have different depths and sides. No, it's not piece back. It is just like they have like a J vert and all this, and it's all just the different things. Just happens to be P is the one I use. The good old P verts. So yeah. Random bit of information. I just thought there's like a few places online where it's kind of different companies chats, and I happened to come across a post that said that they've been discontinued. I was like, oh balls. One of them was one I used to use when I used to stock and package other people's things, including Fenris there in the comments. I see you. They're like the thin ones. Yeah, gone. Hang on, I've made my leg dead, of course. I got a train last week and I fully made my leg dead. I had to pull my leg off the train because I just sat weird for the train journey. I had to drag my leg, try not to fall off the train, was limping away, and then my leg got better. But I felt self-conscious about looking like I'd pretended to limp, so then I limped for the rest of the walk. The struggles. So what else? Well, so much for bad Squiddo news. I'm gonna have a bit of this coffee. Look at that awesome mug. I only come here to dog sit to mix up the mugs that we get. There's always a different cool mug here. I think if I hadn't told Mum where I was, she would have guessed. News. I didn't mention last week all of our new releases after I finished, and I went, oh, it's only half an hour. Cool. That's all I have to talk about. Afterwards, I didn't talk about any of the new releases. I've got loads of new plastics in stock, which I'll talk about, but Bad Squiddo! Bad Squiddo's released loads of stuff, and I just, for some reason, didn't mention it. So yeah, we'll go through some of those new releases. I've got one more new release that I'm going to add after the show, and then I'm going to do a newsletter. So I haven't. What have we got? Just noticed a different location. Strange to see from colours and pigs to skull throw. So it is the complete opposite. This is one of my best mates' houses, and we are that meme of the sort of goth and rainbow girl. So yeah, there is very, very skull here. Oh. In the comments, Jez, been admiring Fenris site, was going to do an order, but did an order here instead. Thanks, Jez. It's fine, Fenris, I'm sure he'll order off you soon. I'll allow it. It's not the elementals, they're not out yet. I had a bunch of stuff sort of arrive at once, but I need to stagger them out a bit because I've already got a big clump of releases and I like to do like a few at once. But because I haven't had many of the female mini releases for a while, I'm gonna shove Marilyn Monroe out later. because I'll go through it in a sec, because I've actually forgot how many I've released. But because there's that, there's all the new plastics we've got. I don't want to just splurge a million releases. So the elementals will be in sort of like the next wave. I wanted to get some ladies out, so I will show you those shortly. Oh yeah! Oh, I've got loads of cool stuff to show you actually. I've just remembered. So stick around. It's not just Annie rambling about having to fake limps to get off trains. I wasn't faking the limp at the start. It just I didn't want to suddenly walk normally after or admit that it was just because I'd sat weird. What a weirdo. What we got? So I go to new releases. So I'll go in a sec to stuff that's actually released, but one of the next releases, which I will. So I've been off work, so I only worked Monday to Wednesday. I only work Monday to Wednesday, so this is only 3 days worth of news, which is pretty good. But what was I going to say? Yeah, because I've been no work. I've just been going, try and reset the brain, which has worked. I feel a bit perkier today. But my plan is, now the computer's set up, although you might hear it sounding like it's trying to take off, my laptop is nearly dead. I don't know when that final day will be, but I've got a chum who's building me well, we're still going through the specs, and then he's building me a computer. Screw you laptops, desktop, better spec, cheaper money, and that won't sound like it's taking off all the time. It's like a helicopter, so you might be able to hear that in the background, like that. Let me do my usual, going through my phone, seeing what we've got. What have we got here? What's our beverages? That's the ones. So, coming up very soon, we have Marilyn Monroe. She's technically in the World War II range, even though this is from the 50s, because I wanted to have this miniature. Wait. That is her in World War II, assembling some drones in America. So she's now the second of our American pack. Hey! So they're slowly growing. So that's a 2-pack. Her 2-pack. I don't know what to call it. I'm just staring at stuff now. What to call it? Marilyn Monroe 2 miniatures, or Norma and Marilyn. I might call it Norma and Marilyn, because it was almost like being 2 people, wasn't it? There was herself and then a almost sort of persona, stage persona. I got really interested in Marilyn Monroe when I was researching her, because it was someone that up till not that long ago I didn't really, sounds awful, didn't really care about. It's someone that has been commodified so much that I just and it was the whole makeup hair thing, which I've never been into. So it kind of just saw almost like a cliche. And then I've started looking into more of these starlets and the sort of the history behind them, and it's really fascinating. And it's just that shows more of that misogyny, but misogyny in the in the film and music industries. It was a lot of these sort of 50s starlets that were kind of dumb and pretty or whatever, but they had a lot more going on, but they were manipulated and used by the industries, carved to be a certain that sort of thing. So I might go into it well, maybe today. But yeah, the story of Norma Jean is very, very interesting. Though very sad, because they did just absolutely exploit her. And again, that's why it was someone that I'd never really noticed, because she's so exploited. Every comeback that basically, well, we know the what's his name, Andy Warhol image, and that sort of replicated everywhere, and the actual essence of the person was gone. Which is why I wanted to do the two versions, because when she was making the drones from World War II, that's when she was discovered. So that was the first sort of time, because they've gone, oh, we need somebody to, you know, be a bit glam and show off, you know, oh, working in the factory's good. And then they were like, with their little digital cameras in the 40s, they were like, oh, we could be onto something here. And there's some, obviously, lots of stuff speculation, but there's a fair amount of speculation whether she was asexual or gay as well, which is also quite interesting, especially as she was very much sexualized by men. So yeah, I thought it's someone that's probably unexpected for Bad Squiddo to do because of that initial, you know, like, oh, the dumb blonde sort of thing, but it's actually way more to that, and that's it, getting people's stories out as part of what I want to do. So I'm going to write a little bit when I put her out on the website, formulate my rambles into something. So yeah, I whacked her in the World War II because there wasn't any sort of World War II era of the glam Marilyn Monroe sort of thing, but I wanted to keep her with the rest of the gang. So half of it is what I got in the chat there. Oh, and even after a death, like Hugh Hefner bought the grave above her and all that, and everyone's just, yeah, people are really creepy. So it was nice to, well, especially once I get it formulated into some sort of legitimate text. Yeah, that's it. So she will be coming out. So there's those two minis in a pack, and it's nice getting more of these sort of people out. I want to look. Feel like Audrey Hepburn and stuff as well now, because there's just so much to it, and it's almost like these women have been what's it? Sorry, I'm just distracted. Sort of put down in history because they've been beautiful women, and that's kind of, people have used that to take away any other sort of credit that they might have had. Oh, Marilyn for Pulp Games, absolutely. So other stuff. These are things, as always, I just tease you stuff that's not going to come out for ages. This one is, she's already out, but I finally got a painted picture of her. This is Cassandra the Adventurer. So she is out now. She's a wicked model. One of those simple but effective ones. Oh, sorry, you can't see it very well. It does the job. There we go. She is available now. She's on the website. We've got, if you were at ZUCC Game Expo, you've had an early chance to buy some of these little critters. So these won't be out for a little while. So buy other stuff, because I know sometimes I show some early things, and so yeah, sometimes I show some early things, and then people go, "Oh, wait till they're out," but then it's eternal, because then I'll show some other things. So these are part of the little critter fairies. So they're very small. So these are squirrel riders. These are from part of Phil Hines' range. So there's one. Oh. There's that one. There's a little fox rider. So very small. And then we've got number 2 there. I love those squirrels. They're so cute. These are all sculpted by Phil Hines. All the paint in here is from John Morris as well, who's a good lad. We've got the boar rider as well. Dun, dun, dun. Cherries, activate. And something else that'll be out in a bit later as well. We've got Frankenstein and Frankenstein. I think I might have showed you the metals, but that's them painted. They're another that from the Bear's Head range that I bought. So we've had them remolded and repainted, so you can see the extra coolness of them there. So yeah, I know it's not the best image. I know I've said this for now, what, 3 years? I will get some software at some point, because I like the idea of being able to what is it? being able to have me here and then a little bit, and I can scroll. So like I can scroll the website and show you the new stuff. But who knows when that will be? What is there? What's Carol saying? I don't understand. A Minox camera predate World War II. Minox spy camera. Oh no, wait, that's Katie. Oh, yeah. Auto corrupt. And I think that's all. So that's all his painted stuff. So that's things. A few things that will be out in the future. A few things that will be out in an hour or so. So yeah, now I've got the computer out. I will get another coffee after this, and I'm going to sit and release Marilyn into the wild, and then release Marilyn into the wild, and then write a newsletter to condense all of this as well, because not everyone watches this. I know some people don't watch this. But then Tuesday, those Frankenstein models, stone molds from Fenris and those fakes from Bad Squiddo for a dungeon lab scene. That is a good selection. We also have the reanimation lab. I should bring that up too, because that all fits in very well. So we've got the like electric bits, all that jazz. We've got all that. So that's those. And then I will go to the Bad Squiddo website. I've got oh no, I showed you last week. I've got casts of the new critters from Joe Brumby as well, and they are absolutely lovely. They are with Andrew Taylor for the painting at the moment, so they're not going to get released till they're painted. But he's got a bit of a queue, so no pressure. When he's painted them, I'll release them. But we need a bit of a break anyway, because I needed to buy this stuff first. That's how it works. Jazz, it's only Frankenstein if it's from the Frankenstein region. Otherwise, it's just sparkling necromancy. Don't get me started on my Frankenstein rant again. The monster is called Frankenstein because he's a product of Dr. Frankenstein. So he would have Frankenstein's surname if he was registered as a person. So they're both called Frankenstein. And I'll die on that hill. So every time someone goes, Frankenstein's the monster, that's the main maker, not the monster. No, actually. Where are we at? New. Oh, that's a point. In me finding errors in my website. It's not an error. No minis. Oh. Yeah, that's true. Just looking at my website. When you go to just the there it is. Yeah, I need to change it. On the front page it takes you to female minis, but it doesn't take you to all the steps. Yeah, there we go. Never mind. They'll never notice. Sharky, it was Frankenstein Old Bear's Head. Yes. So Frankenstein Squirrely Riders, and I'm sure there was something else. Those at least. They were from the Old Bear's Head range. The Old Bear's Head range. So they're all sculpted by Phil Hines. Tamsin says the creature wasn't registered, so didn't have its creator's name. He was called Monster Frankenstein. Mary Shelley told me that herself, actually. He was Mr. Frankenstein and Frankenstein Jr. I've started controversy now. She never gave him a name. Oh no, well, therefore Frankenstein never gave his creation a name, but he would be called John Frankenstein. Wee Frankie. What was the day you nuked your own company, Annie? It was when I started the Frankenstein controversy of 22. Right, so new in store. Ooh, let us browse. browse. Look at all this lovely stuff. There could be someone watching that's never been on the Bad Squiddo website. Look at that. Look how ace it is. Yay. So it is overshadowed by all these new amazing plastics, but I have new amazing things too. So let's have a little look at them. So we have, we got here. We have Megan the Fox on Giant Panda. So that's another of the bear's heads. Katie mentioned Bad Squiddo with an ADHD group yesterday. What did you mention? So I'll read you out the stories. I like making up the stories for them. Megan the Fox is a keen adventurer, though not the same can be said for her panda companion. She started the journey with views to see the world many times over, as one does an adventurer. But upon befriending this gentle giant relatively early on, she didn't get very far. She crossed the sea, and then that was it. Upon befriending this gentle giant relatively early on, the journey has been a lot slower. There will be no galloping across continents like some of her friends, but she's learned that the slow, simple life can be its own adventure. See, I was distracted then because Katie had said I mentioned other games and pointed them at your shop about Warhammer. I thought it meant that you'd used Bad Squiddo as like a textbook ADHD like what's the word example. But as I was doing that, I then distracted myself by reading the two things and became just like a textbook. Anyway, amazing. Oh, Sharky, wonder what the story for Frankenstein is going to say. Well, I'm going to put my theory in there for sure about John Frankenstein. It's like Jaws the shark all over again. We got here. You can have a fairy and a fox on a panda. Can you have a fairy and a fox on a panda? You can, because we do fairies separately. Ah, the upsell. The upsell. I like making the little stories. It's nice. Especially because I've got no lore that I need to subscribe to, so I can just make up something sweet. So I like that she was like, let's go travel the world. And went, oh, this panda's lovely. And then the panda was like, the banshees. There we go. Focus. One of them's very much sort of like from the Ring. Not officially. But it's that sort of style. They're both sculpted by Ristal, which is very unusual. Ristal doing humany things. They're not painted yet. I just put a little blue filter on them to give them a bit of spook. I don't think I've sent them to anyone to paint. I forgot. I keep thinking about painting them myself though. So I didn't put too much story for them because I was like, the banshees. Ah, there's a banshee called Susie. I haven't officially. It's never officially named till the packaging's made. So maybe. So it just says, if you can hear the whales, not the whales, the whales. It's already too late. So these are in resin, and they're going to look really nice. You're just going to have to highlight them. Just dry brush them. Do them blue, dry brush them. I'm going to have to do some of those in my own undead army, which needs some banshees. I sold my fairies, I think, because we're quite sad. My old spirit host for my old undead army, I had because the spirit host models I wasn't that keen on because it was just guys going woo, and I liked even back then I wanted to have as many women in my army as I could, so I used the fairies from Freebooters, which they don't make anymore because they used to do random figures, whereas now they just do the Freebooters fake pirate figures because they've consolidated a bit. But they used to do a bunch of fairies that were really lovely. So I had sort of fairies. And then I'd get some of like the mantic zombies and stuff all coming out of the ground underneath going, and then just sprayed, painted them all blue, and then just dry brushed them up. I've got photos somewhere. I was really happy with them. I thought they were really cool. There's a small story for you. Yeah. So banshees are out. Release the maverick. This is one of my favourites. The terror snail. You've seen him again. The terror snail in the hell portal. I like these a lot. So the story here. All hail our new overlord, the terror snail. It came out of the portal that opened up a few days ago, and it hunts you. It will never rest. Every second it slopes closer towards you. You lie in bed at night thinking of it, inching nearer, coming for you. It is coming for you. It's big enough. Have I got a scale? I have got a scale picture there. Good, Danny. A lot of the stuff's bigger than you think. Yeah, the terror snail's wicked. Amy's painted these super nice as well. Look at that. The portal to hell. With that snail that cometh for you. Never rests. Keeps on snailing. Gail, the friend whose house I'm at, showed me a snail collection before she left. So I'm like, I should hide one in her house, shouldn't I? Maybe I've got it. I should hide one so she thinks it's a snail and goes, ah! A snail collection that she'd collected to go take away because they've been eating all her plants. Just as perfect for Mork Borg will turn at 28. Yes, that is correct. So yeah, and it's just me looking at it going, oh, terror snail. What a nice little thing. Something which I forgot to announce is if you don't have our SOE agents from our British World War II, I've put them into a little bundle. For that. So if you want to get them all at once, there you go, 15 quid. Gotta be happy with that. So that's Norrin Yat Khan, Virginia Hall, Nancy Wake, and Christina Scarbeck. We're going to do more of these, not immediately, but for now, buy all 4 at once. Even if you're not playing World War II games, they just make wicked spies and characters for anything sort of pulpy. The ease of making a little saving and buying them all at once. Boom. So that's good. I love those figures. This is me going, oh, I love this stuff. It's great. What else have we got? We've got Koopy the Jester, which will go nicely with our other jesters. There is a bit where it almost... Oh yeah, this is a better camera. I'm assuming it's like my crap camera, but it's not. This does actually focus. Nice! All this time. Oh, there we are. Come on. It had it. It's because it wants my face. There we are. That's close enough. Koopy the Jester. Koopy is a tricksy jester, much less wholesome than our others. They lure you in with a delightful jingle and bright colours, and by the time it's too late, you're clobbered over the head with the source of the jingle. A skull tambourine. A skullbarine. There are, however, rumours that there is a possibility that Koopy is just a fun jester. A very small possibility. Dun dun dun. This is got to buy Juan Montano, a new sculptor to us, and he was very happy and he was sharing it around Facebook, and that always makes me happy too. So there he is. Look at that. Ding ling ling ling. Ding ling ding ling. Ding ling. Getting to the end of the bad Squiddo releases. Fear not. I've got other stuff to talk about as well. You're not allowed to go. What's that? Oh yeah. Looking at my notes. What the hell was that? Alright. The Pumpkin King. I love this guy. Come on, focus. Do it. You can do it. Just because my hand wobbles. Sorry. Focus. Focus. Maybe it's just a teaser, so then you have to go on the website to have a proper look because you're like, but I love this guy. Also painted by Amy. She's done a bit of a spree lately. I've given her a bunch of other stuff too. But he's cool and available now. And again, you look at it and you think, oh, that's a 28mm mini. So I put scale There's lovely other angles of the paint job there. I've also scaled it, so he is. Put it in there. Oh, I didn't put the size for some reason. But he's like 51, 50, more than 55 centimeters. I don't know why I put a ruler in the photo, but it doesn't line up with Professional. But there he is next to a 28mm figure. I need to put some of the measurements of the latest stuff on. But there's your gist. So that's a normal lady, that's one of the vampires. And yeah, he's huge. It's such a fun figure. What have I written for him? Oh yes, firstly, you need to check out the scale pic in the gallery. This boy is big. The Pumpkin King can be summoned from the world of eternal Halloween to throw wrath upon your enemies. He floats ethereally between the worlds, his cackles echoing across the battlefield. Someone on Twitter suggested he'd be a good ref for Blood Bowl. Pumpkin King. A bit more coffee. It's gone cold. It's gone cold for once. So I really like that model. That's in my models that I want to paint as well, because obviously I love all of the bad Squiddo models. But there's some that I want to paint more than others where I think, it looks like it's extra fun, and that one does look extra fun. A lot of Bristol's are like this, to be fair. And then one more ladies. Remember, ladies, we make ladies, not just horror beasts. So this is just one more pack to go with the Honor the Guy shirt. It's some jewelers. Why did I call it Jewel of the Fates? Is that copywritten? I might try. I might try. Don't sue me. I didn't put the other. Oh, I've put the background that's got a faint picture of her face just so you can see it. So what is happening here? Two ladies are dueling. Are they practicing? Are they enemies? Has one been revealed as a spy or a traitor? As well as making a lovely mini diorama, the two miniatures work separately by themselves to add two troops to your forces. So yeah, they don't look weird if you separate them. Basically, they're just two cool minis. But they make a nice little jewel. So if you want to make a diorama, yeah, see. But they're lovely. Delaney King on Twitter suggested that they were lovers as well, which I'll also add to the canon. Quite like that. Although that, like, enemies turn to lovers mid-battle with the passion of swords. So I like that. Always gaying up the minis. Now I've got a bunch of plastics, which I'm not going to, if you separate them, says Katie, they probably both fight you. Yay! Now Berlin Tuesday says paint up some of your Japanese figs out the mouth. Someone really nice sculpts. Yay! You're the one who sells on Etsy, aren't you? I'll wait for the confirmation. I think it's you I'm thinking of. So I won't go into as much detail with everyone else's stuff. Will be here all day. Yay! It's Berlin Tuesday. Yeah, I see your stuff quite a bit when I'm sort of searching for other bits. I don't know why. Am I searching for my own figures? Oh no, I've seen them when because I periodically search for some terrain and stuff. Oh, or wire there. Ooh, hey. Or just general wargamey bits.